Namaste to everyone. I welcome you all in my YouTube video channel. Today I will deliver lecture on theory of numbers, lecture number 15, in which I will discuss the fundamental theorem of arithmetic or unique factorization theorem. Firstly, we state the fundamental theorem of arithmetic or unique factorization theorem. Statement: every positive integer a greater than 1 can be written uniquely as a product of primes apart from the order in which the factors occur. That is, a equal to p1 multiply p2 multiply ... pr. All pi's are primes, and this representation is unique. Now we prove this. Let a be an integer and a greater than 1. If a is prime, then a equal to product of one integer, that is a. Therefore, our theorem is proved. If a is not a prime number, then a is a composite number. Therefore, a greater than 1 and a has a positive divisor d greater than 1 implies that d divides a. Let this is number 1. Let S be a set containing all those integers x such that x greater than 1 and x divides a. Let this is number 2. Since d is greater than 1 and d divides a, therefore d belongs to S, implies that S is non-empty. Therefore, by well ordering property, S must have a least element P1. Let therefore P1 belongs to S and P1 divides A. Since P1 is the least positive divisor of A, therefore P1 must be a prime number. Let this is number 3. From theory, P1 divides A means A equal to P1 multiply A1 by divisibility rule. Here A1 is greater than 1 and less than A. Since A is a positive number and P1 is a prime number, that is P1 is also a positive number, then A1 must be a positive number, and multiplication these two positive number is a positive number of left side. If A1 is a prime number, then theorem is proved. But if A1 is not a prime number, then A1 is a composite number. Therefore, A1 greater than 1 and there exists a prime number P2 which divides A1, implies that P2 divides A1, implies A1 equal to P2 multiply an integer A2 such that A2 is greater than 1 and less than A1. Let this is number 4 and this is number 5. From 4 and 5 we get A equal to P1, P2, A2. If A2 is a prime number, then theorem is proved. And if A2 is not a prime number, then we proceed as before. Let this is number 6. Continuing the process, we will get a decreasing sequence. A greater than A1 greater than A2 greater than dot 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 greater than 1, and process will terminate after R steps, and we will get A equal to P1 multiply P2 dot 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 PR. These P1, P2 dot 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 PR all are prime numbers. Therefore, prime factorization is achieved. Now, we prove that this prime factorization is uniqueness of prime factorization. If possible, let us factorize A in two different ways. A equal to P1 multiply P2 multiply dot 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 PR. This is one type of factorization. This is number 7. And A equal to Q1 multiply Q2 multiply dot 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 QS. This is 8. All P1 P2 dot 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 PR Q1 Q2 dot 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 QS are prime numbers. From 7 we get A equal to P1 multiply P2 multiply dot 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 multiply PR. Therefore P1 divides A. Implies that P1 divides A. A means in 8 Q1 multiply Q2 multiply dot 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 QS. Q1 multiply Q2 multiply dot 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 QS using 8. This is number 9. Since P1 is a prime number, therefore from 9 we get P1 divides some factors. P1 divides some factor QA for some K greater than equal to 1 less than equal to S. This is number 10. Now let us assume P1 is less than P2, P2 is less than P3 dot 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 less than PR, and Q1 is less than Q2, Q2 is less than Q3 less than QS. This is 11 and R less than S. This is 12. From 10 we see that P1 and QK both are prime numbers and QK is divisible by P1. QK is a prime number and P1 is a prime number, another prime number. We know that any prime number is divisible by 1 and itself. It cannot be divisible by other prime number. Then which is possible only when both prime numbers are equal. Which is possible only when both Qk and P1 are equal implies that Qk equal to P1 implies that P1 equal to Qk for some k greater than equal to 1 less than s. Here we see that in 9 P1 divides Q1 multiply Q2 multiply Qs and P1 equal to Qk. If Qk equal to Q1, then P1 equal to Q1. If Qk equal to Q2, then P1 equal to Q2, but Q2 is greater than Q1. That means P1 is greater than Q1. If Qk equal to Q3, then Q3 equal to P1. And since Q3 is greater than Q1, therefore P1 is greater than Q1. Ultimately, we get implies that P1 greater than equal to Q1. This is number 13. Again, from 8, Q1 divides A implies that Q1 divides A means in 7 P1 multiply P2 dot PR. This is number 14. This is by using 7. Since Q1 is a prime number, therefore from 14 Q1 divides sum of the factors. Let Pi I greater than equal to 1 less than equal to R. This is number 15. Since Q1 and Pi both are prime numbers and prime number Pi is divisible by prime number Q1. We know that any prime number is divisible by 1 and self. It cannot be divisible by other prime numbers. Therefore, which is possible only when Pi equal to Q1 implies that Q1 equal to Pi for some I greater than equal to 1 less than equal to R. Since Q1 equal to Pi, I may take value 1, 2, R. If I equal to 1, then Pi equal to P1. In this case, Q1 equal to P1. If I equal to 2, then Pi will become P2. Then P2 equal to Q1. But from 11 we know that P2 is greater than P1. That means in this case Q1 is greater than P1. If I equal to 3, then this becomes P3. Then P3 equal to Q1. And since P3 is greater than P1, then Q1 is greater than P1. Therefore, we get Q1 is greater than equal to P1. Let this is number 16. From 13 and 16, we get P1 equal to Q1. This is 17. Therefore, A equal to P1 multiply P2 multiply ... PR equal to Q1 multiply Q2 multiply QS. Using 17, here P1 equal to Q1, P1 equal to Q1, so they cancel out because P1 and Q1 are prime number, therefore they are greater than 1, not equal to 0. So we may cancel P1 and Q1. Then remains P2 multiply P3 multiply ... PR equal to Q2 multiply Q3 ... QS. If we continue this process, we get P2 equal to Q2, P3 equal to Q3 ... PR equal to QR, and gradually cancellation gives 1 in left side and QR plus 1, QR plus 2 ... QS in right side. Let this is number 18, this is number 19, and this is number 20. Since in 18 we see that we have R terms in left side and S term in right side. Since R is less than S, therefore only R terms may be cancelled in right side when all terms are cancelled in left side. That is, in left side remain 1 and in right side we will cancel Q1, Q2 ... QR, but after QR terms QR plus 1, QR plus 2 ... QS are not cancelled out. Since each QR plus 1, QR plus 2 ... QS are prime numbers, so each of them must be greater than 1. Therefore, equation 20 is absurd. That is R equal to S. Hence, we get P1 equal to Q1, P2 equal to Q2, dot 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 dot, PR equal to QR. We will not get these terms QR plus 1, QR plus 2, QS. Therefore, A equal to P1 multiply P2 multiply dot 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 PR is the unique representation of prime factorization of integer A greater than 1. Proved. Thanks for watching my video. If you are satisfied with my presentation and contents, then please click on like button and do subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.